What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Innova Champion Mamba. This one is actually a factory second. That's not ideal for me here on YouTube. I tend to try to show you guys just basic stock factory stamp discs so you can see what the one you're most likely to get at the store or online is going to look like. But I can still show you, the plastic type and the rim profile and all that. All you're getting is a different stamp, basically. One thing you are missing without the stock stamp is the flight numbers, so I can't show you those on the disc, but I have them right here on my phone so we can take a look. So, flight numbers: speed 11, 6 for glide, -5 turn, which is a big number for turn. You don't see that very often. I'm not sure any other Innova discs have a -5 for turn, and then a 1 for fade, so it's a very understable disc. Designed for tailwinds, easy rollers, and turnover shots. Also, good like beginner distance driver. That's why I wanted to check out one of these, just because I have a lot of viewers here on YouTube that are beginners, and I think the Mamba is a good mold for you guys to check out. So I wanted to kind of get some information out there so you get an idea of what it looks like, what it feels like, and my take on the flight. So yeah, again, factory second stamp. Although I do like the factory second stamp, I think it looks good. The F2 Champion, all that's fine. Good looking Champion plastic. I believe these little black specks that are embedded in the plastic is the only reason it's a factory second. So other than that, it's a great disc, and the same as you would find other Champion Mambas out there on the shelves. This one's 156 grams, so it's real lightweight, which makes it probably almost certainly a little bit more understable than it would be at around 175 grams or so. But yeah, very understable disc. Let's take a look at the rim profile here. So it's a pretty flat top. You can see that leading edge there is a little bit straight, kind of like a flat leading edge, and then the rim's got a little bit of width to it for sure. 10 or 11 speed rim width, but it's got a good feel in the hand for sure. It's not so big that you can't get a good grab on it. Just about anybody should be able to get a pretty good grip on it. Sometimes it's easier to get a nice power grip on something when it's got a little bit wider rim. I kind of feel that way about this disc. Feels good in the hand overall. I definitely like the feel of it. It tucks in nice. This particular Champion blend has a good grip, and as we all know, Champion is nice and durable, bright colors, all that good stuff. So let's talk about the flight of this disc. Excuse me. I tested it alongside a disc from my bag, which is my go-to tailwind understable hyzer flip disc, which is this light jade, opto light jade. So this one's 152 grams. The Mamba is a few grams heavier. This one's slower, and this particular one is more stable. It's definitely still an understable disc, but it just holds really straight. It doesn't flip and turn super hard. For me personally, in my throwing style, this disc works out really well for those like super light finesse hyzer flips and tailwinds. Jade's a good disc for that. So the Jade, definitely, this particular one at least, is more stable than the Mamba is. I also got to test it against the brand new DGA First Flight Sail. Now, even though this disc has a vastly different design, you can see it's got a big dome top to it, and it's got kind of more of a V-shaped rim profile, really flat underside here. It's got a really interesting kind of like pointed V-shaped rim profile on this disc. Even though they look quite different, they fly pretty similar. I would say that the Sail, it is a little bit heavier at 167 grams, but I'd say it's a little bit more stable, maybe got a little bit more glide because of that dome top on it. But overall, they pretty much function nearly identically in terms of their flight characteristics. Just after testing the two of them, it'd be hard to say which one to recommend. I would say if you were in the market for a really understable distance disc with good glide, good speed to it, I would say check out both of these. Whichever one feels better in your hand, give it a shot, because they do fly pretty similar. But let's get that out of the way. Star of the show here is the Mamba. So, very understable disc. Obviously, everybody kind of knows that about it. For me, my power, which isn't a whole lot, I throw farther than some of the people I see out there in the course, and not as far as some of the people. So kind of a middle of the road thrower at best. For me, it's really understable. I have to put a bunch of hyzer on it to get it to go straight without flipping over. It doesn't like any kind of a headwind by any means. Tailwind, it flies nice. It'll get a little bit more distance on a little bit straighter line for sure. It's a little bit tricky for me to dial in as a turnover disc just because it has so much turn that I kind of got to give it a little bit of a hyzer angle. So I throw it flat, it basically wants to roll. If I give it just a touch of anhyzer, it rolls. So I kind of got to throw it on a hyzer to get it to turn over, and that can be a little bit difficult to dial in, like a hyzer flip turnover shot sometimes. So maybe not my first choice for turnover shots, but probably one of the best roller discs I've ever tried. I don't throw on an anhyzer very well. It's not a comfortable motion for me and my shoulder. Just the way it lines up, it's not super easy or intuitive for me to do that. I throw a lot of shots on hyzer and allow the disc's natural turn to flip it up to varying different angles. But this disc, I can throw it pretty much flat, maybe just a touch of anhyzer, and it'll turn, it'll hit the ground, and it'll roll really straight. So I actually like it quite a bit for rollers. It's a good disc for that. If you had like even in high side of average arm speed, this particular disc, I don't think you could use it for anything other than rollers. Maybe a real stiff tailwind or a big turnover shot that, again, you release on hyzer and allow it to flip up and over and carry over. Other than that, pretty much a roller disc if you have any more power than that. But what this disc is best suited for, and what I believe it's designed for, is for beginners. People who don't have a lot of arm speed and are just looking for something that'll stand up and fly straight, get you some glide, get you enough turn where you can throw a nice straight shot and get some distance. And for that, I think it's a great option. So if you're looking, if you're a beginner, you're just somebody who doesn't throw with a lot of power, and you want something that you can stretch a little more distance out of, something maybe a little bit faster, I think this would be a great disc for you guys to check out. The Innova Champion Mamba, definitely a good beginner disc. I think I'm going to hold on to this particular one in my inventory in case somebody wants to come out and try out disc golf. I'll give them a putter, tell them to start out with that. Then I'll also, have them throw this thing a few times and see what they can do with it. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I will talk to you guys later. All right, cheers.